The purpose of the portfolio is to provide data for the ongoing progressive evaluation of student learning by faculty and student in relation to the competencies and objectives of the Associate of Science in Nursing program. The portfolio will contain both assessment and developmental information, allowing students and faculty to reflect on the progress attained throughout the nursing program. The portfolio will also become a valuable tool for students who are already employed or are seeking employment or plan to advance either academically or within their career. Let's go over the responsibilities. First, we will start with student responsibilities. Student responsibilities include to develop and maintain the portfolio throughout the program by following established criteria. Review the portfolio before meeting with faculty advisor at midterm, final course evaluation, and other times that are deemed necessary or requested by advisor or the student. Upon completion of each course, the student is responsible to reflect on objectives of the course and identify how each objective was met. Faculty and/or advisor responsibilities are to introduce the portfolio development criteria to students, which we are currently doing now. Review the portfolio before meeting with students at midterm, final course evaluations, and other times deemed necessary or requested by advisor or student. Use portfolio to assist in evaluation of student learning, mastery of competencies, and objectives of each course within the nursing program, and to provide secure place to store the portfolios in order to preserve the privacy of the individual whose information is contained within the portfolio. You will be creating an electronic portfolio. You will use the Google Sites for this portfolio. You will start creating your portfolio. In the resource section, I will provide the Google Sites website and an example of a portfolio. Paper documents should be scanned and uploaded to your electronic site. So let's review some of the directions. The portfolio will be divided into 5 sections with specific content in each section. There will be a table of contents page explaining what is in each section. The sections will have the program graduate competencies identified on the first page of each section with the table of contents for that section below or on the next page. All papers and documentations must be neat typed using unlined paper in APA format when applicable. Basic site creation and setup must be completed by the end of ASN 200. So to recap the information, the contents of the portfolio will include a table of contents, your Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, Section 4, and Section 5. In Section 1, Program Graduate Competencies Addressed. Nursing. To engage in the practice of professional nursing within the legal, ethical, and regulatory framework. Nursing education. Assume responsibility for lifelong learning and personal professional growth. Let's review the information contained in Section 1. Introductory page, personal education plan, Kaplan assessment scores, and student development plans. Introductory page. It should have your full name and title, your address, your phone number, your email address, your LPN license number and expiration date, your formal education including secondary and post-secondary, career goals, and employment experience. The site may ask for your social security number and other personal information that is not required for this. Then you need your personal education plan. The purpose is to enable the student nurse to gain insight into professional and personal strengths and weaknesses that could impact their future career in nursing. Next will be the Kaplan assessment scores. The purpose is to enable the student nurse to gain insight into academic strengths and weaknesses, as well as develop an action plan if necessary for improvement in areas addressed on tests necessary for successful completion of curriculum. After each Kaplan test, the student should review test scores with the academic advisor and, if self-remediation is necessary, the student will complete the required remediation. All test results and remediation plans will be kept in the portfolio. And then we have the student development plans. Purpose is to demonstrate growth and progression through the program. Section 2. Program graduate competencies addressed will include domains of person, environment, health, and nursing. Person. Provide safe, caring, and holistic nursing interventions to assist the individual to maximize self-care abilities appropriate for their personal growth. Environment. Assess and analyze health status and health potential for planning, implementing, and evaluating nursing care with individuals, families, and communities in a variety of settings. Health. Incorporate knowledge from the sciences, technology, and humanities into providing nursing care to promote health for the client along the wellness-illness continuum. Nursing. Communicate and collaborate effectively with individuals, families, and other members of the healthcare team. Engage in the practice of professional nursing within the legal, ethical, and regulatory frameworks. Demonstrate critical thinking in clinical decision-making through the use of the nursing process and research from nursing and related disciplines. Utilize the nursing process to assist the client to maximize self-care activities of health promotion, protection, and disease prevention. Utilize principles of management and leadership in diverse settings. The purpose of Section 2 is to enable the student nurse to identify clinical focus experiences, provide evidence of specific planned clinical rotation experiences, to provide evidence of specific clinical skills competencies, and to provide evidence of the ability to apply the nursing process while caring for a client. The information contained in Section 2 is to complete the student self-evaluation of clinicals and include a copy for each clinical experience. Include copies of the student performance evaluation completed by the clinical instructor for each clinical experience. Include all assigned concept maps or other assignments from clinical experience. List of therapeutic nursing interventions or skills performed during the clinical experience for each clinical experience. Include copies of clinical journals assigned for all clinical assignments. Copies of preceptor evaluations for preceptorship experience. Program core competencies addressed in Section 3 are environment, nursing, and nursing education. Environment. Assess and analyze health status and health potential for planning, implementing, and evaluating nursing care with the individuals, families, and communities in a variety of settings. Nursing. Communicate and collaborate effectively with individuals, families, and other members of the healthcare team. Engage in the practice of professional nursing within the legal, ethical, and regulatory frameworks, and utilize the principles of management and leadership in diverse settings. Nursing education. Assume responsibility for lifelong learning, person, and professional growth. Now we're going to discuss some of the information that is contained in Section 3, starting with group participation. Purpose is to provide understanding of group dynamics, membership and leadership roles necessary for success in nursing practice, and include at least 2 examples of group activities in your class or clinical by writing a 1 to 2 page paper identifying the purpose of the group and the role that you took in the group. Then we have professional organizations. The purpose is to enable the student nurse to understand the importance of professional nursing organizations by being an active member of a nursing organization of the student's choice during the nursing education process. Provide a list of professional organizations to which the student belongs, including membership number and date of expiration. Include a summary of how participation in these professional organizations meets the program core competencies listed above. Now we're going to discuss community organizations and associations. The purpose is to enable the student nurse to reflect on the larger arena of healthcare needs and take the image of professional nursing into the community setting. Provide a list of all community organizations and associations to which the student belongs, as well as activities that the student is involved in. Include a summary of how participation in these community organizations and associations meets the program core competencies listed. And the final part of this section is honors and awards. The purpose is to document any honors, scholarships, and awards that you obtained while you were a student nurse at OTC. List any health-related honors, scholarships, and/or awards that were received while you were a student nurse at OTC. Section 4 Program Core Competencies addressed are under the components nursing and nursing education. So nursing is to engage in the practice of professional nursing within the legal, ethical, and regulatory frameworks, and nursing education to assume the responsibility for lifelong learning, person, and professional growth. In this section, you will include health records. Purpose is to provide records of immunizations and tests such as your PPD, TBs, and other immunization records. You want to include copies of your current CPR that is required, and then of course your pediatric advanced life support or neonatal resuscitation or ACLS. Provide records of basic and advanced skills. In this section, you will also include resumes and diplomas and transcripts. In the resume, the purpose is to enable the student to develop a written resume upon completion of the program of study at OTC for selected job. Include a completed resume for the selected nursing job as a graduate professional nurse. And then of course the diplomas and transcripts. The purpose is to provide evidence of completion of a program of study. This will include your diploma and transcript that is relevant to completion of the ASN program at OTC. And finally, in this section, you will include letters of recommendation. The purpose is for the letters of recommendations for selected jobs. You want to provide at least 3 letters. Person selected should be professional references and should not be your friends, your minister, or personal acquaintances, but should have knowledge about the student's educational and or clinical competencies. Then we have Section 5. The program core competencies addressed are to practice within the legal, ethical, and regulatory frameworks of the nursing profession, engaging in lifelong learning and participating in professional organizations. Make clinical judgments about client's condition, interventions needed, and the effectiveness of care provided, modifying care as needed. Evidence-based practice and use of critical thinking provide the foundation for appropriate clinical decision making. And to provide caring interventions based on knowledge and understanding of the natural sciences, behavioral sciences, nursing theory, nursing research, and past nursing experiences. This section will include article reviews. The purpose is learning to review research articles and determine if it is peer-reviewed and if the research presented is acceptable to be utilized in evidence-based practice. This will be done throughout the program. Then you will have an OB case study research paper, and the purpose is to use the nursing process and evidence-based practice to develop a complete plan of care for a maternal neonatal client, and this will be completed in ASN 225. The section will also include the scholarship research paper, and the purpose is to introduce students to evidence-based practice and research and a beginning knowledge of methods of applying research to nursing practice. This will be completed as assigned throughout the program. We will also include a clinical setting needs and plan paper, and the purpose is utilizing management and leadership skills to assess, identify, develop a plan of action and evaluation for a management problem within the clinical area assigned during preceptorship. This will be completed in ASN 250. This section will also include a journal summary. The purpose is to utilize critical thinking to organize Thoughts to identify preconceived ideas about the clinical area assigned, discover new information about the assigned clinical area, and objectively evaluate the entire experience for lessons learned. This will be completed throughout the program. And then the summary of all your reflective journals will be completed in ASN 250. And the last portion of this section is the portfolio analysis paper. The purpose is to use reflective critical thinking to analyze growth and change that has occurred as a result of participation in the OTC ASN program. This will be completed in ASN 250. This concludes this lesson. Remember, your professional portfolio should be a professional appearance. It should indicate a positive reflection of your experience. And remember, it's also going to be a professional representation of you as a nursing professional.